Hey guys, in today's video we'll be unboxing the ninth delivery of Combat Patrol. We're on issues 31 through 34. I was going to be building that Hatsune Miku Zaku model, but I just ran out of time, so I decided, since this came early, to go ahead and upload the video early. So first thing we got is issue 31, which comes with the Dark Apostle and his two disciples. This is the beginning of the Chaos Space Marines army. This is one of the ones I look forward to. It's got some cool stuff in it. I really like this model, the Dark Apostle. Really like this backpack. Here's just two little sprues, and of course he's got the little, I think he's on like a 40 mil base, and then what I'm guessing are like 25s or something for the little guys, maybe even smaller. But yeah, I love this little backpack, that his power pack that he's got. But we'll go ahead and put these to the side and go through the issue. So of course, because we got new models, it's the first thing is the build instructions. This also has paint instructions, which I kind of wish they would have saved them for the next issue, because you get him like 90, you get him so close to finish, to mostly finished, and then like a couple key details get finished in the next issue because we get paints in the next issue. But yeah, you see, this is a lot of detail on painting him. I guess they did this because he is the first Chaos Space Marine that we've gotten, and so it's kind of like the mold, the sort of blueprint for how we're going to be painting them. Because I think the regular Chaos Space Marines, I'm just going to do regular Black Legion. I don't know, I might look into some, but I probably just do with the Black Legion. I do like the way the Black Legion looks. That's the only downside, is that they look so much like the Chaplain, you know. But hey, it is what it is. I'll have to do the base, make sure the bases are very different so they don't go together. Of course, we have new unit also. We got his data card and information. And this is new army, so we got the army page, the Chaos Space Marines. I'm gonna character names. We are getting a Hellbrute, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're getting a Demon Prince too. So keep an eye out for that. And of course, this goes to different name stuff for the different gods, and a new scenario using our new units. Some of these scenarios, newer scenarios in this delivery, were kind of bare bones. But it seems like it's just a simple, you have these guys in the middle. Looks like on one side you get a couple Termagants, on the other side you got a couple Space Marines coming at them. Which is interesting. Some of these have like multi-faction like battles, like triple faction, multi-faction battles. And so that was issue 31, and you saw we're getting some paints next time. Here they are, 32. We're getting Auric Flesh and Reichland Flesh Shade. So yeah, so I guess that means the next army after this is Orcs. I'll have to double check that. But I'm really excited to have the Reichland Flesh Shade to help with skin tones, because I hate painting skin tones. But of course, they also use it heavily on as their wash for golds and yellows. So it shows us updating all the models. All my Space Marines and pretty much all materials are all done, so I ain't gotta worry about them. And then it shows you using them for flesh and how to actually paint, like to finish painting the heads with the white and black for the hair and the teeth and stuff. Hair and skin. And then going with the wash, which I like the way it looks, so I'll probably definitely be using it a lot in some upcoming models. And then using it on a couple of the silver metallics. And of course, like always, they say it's a work in progress, so, here's what there should kind of be if you're following along. Of course, so far the only model I've actually followed along was the Chaplain. And then we get some Chaos Space Marine lore, the Long War. And here it shows like some side-by-sides of some different like units between Chaos Space Marines and regular Space Marines. And then it gets into some Traitor Legion lore. Gives us some little timeline of post-heresy, pretty much. And then the Traitor Legions, of course, starting with Alpha Legion. This doesn't go into any of the different god ones. Those will probably be later issues. But Word Bearers, Iron Warriors, Night Lords. And then part 8 of the Bonds of Honor Silver Templar story that we've been getting pages for. This might be the end of it, because one of the next issues has a part 1 of a new story, so it might actually be time to read that. And then get some core rules for shooting phases, and then also explaining the fate dice with the Eldari and how to use them. And gives us a little Combat Patrol tutorial using pretty much the whole Eldari force we got, as well as a good little bit of the Space Marines. And it goes through a couple turns showing like what scenarios they come up with so you can practice with them. And yeah, just a little recap for them, and then that was 32. On to issue 33, part 1 of the Legionnaires. I've actually built a squad of Legionnaires before. I didn't paint them. I bought them for a friend for Christmas or his birthday or something, I don't remember, so you could have a kill team. And I originally didn't build them, but then they was just sitting on them for so long. I was like, I know he'll paint them because he's an artist, so it's like, let me just build them for you so you got them. So I definitely want to look at my old pictures of them to make sure I make mine distinct from his, as far as like what shoulder pads and stuff I'm pairing up. Because one of the fun things about this kit is you get such a big variety of helmets and shoulder pads that you can really customize them, and you make some of the weapons different and stuff. And of course we get some more lore. The Black Legion, Sons of Horus. It shows like they recruit from all different legions pretty much. That would be pretty cool to have some of the different ones painted up in Black Legion. It goes pretty hard. Abdon the Despoiler, some lore about him and his weapons, and then a story following him. The Dark Descent Part 1. So I assume the Silver Templar story might be done, unless there's just more of it later on after like it does this story. We'll find out as the issues go. There's I think 90 issues total, so we're only a third of the way through. Of course, with the Legionnaires and their data card, since we just got all of them started, and of course Chaos Space Marine unit names, and then more core rules, making attacks, hit rolls, wound rolls, allocating tech, going through all that. So that's all good information to have. Looking forward to reading through some of this. Speaking of which, I actually went to go buy more binders recently, and they're having a problem with the website. You can't buy multiple binders, and they said just hold off on buying it until they fix the problem. So hopefully soon they fix the issue and I can order binders. I did forget to show the sprues when I opened this, so here they are now. It's just the two main sprues. There's one more sprue that has more body parts, like the helmets and stuff. This has like the legs and the weapons and the shoulder pads. Some of the weapons. The sergeant like character's weapons are on these. And here's issue 34, part 2 of the Legionnaires, as the sprue and of course the bases. Who hasn't seen a Warhammer base before? If so, here you go. Here's a handful of 10 of them. Alright. Yeah, I went to order more than binders, and they're having problems. I hit up their customer support. They're like, yeah, it's not working right, so just don't. So hopefully soon they get it fixed and I can order them, because I was going to order like 3 of them. Just so I could have some like just be ahead of the curve. But here's the issue. We'll go ahead and flip through this. Issue 34, which of course Dotsman told us how to build them. Now that's how I paint them. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna stick with the this paint scheme. It's a solid paint scheme. Though I might do the black armor a little different. When I did some older Chaplain models, I did the armor black, and then I did a bunch of stippling of like a really dark gray to add like texture and like break up just the flat black of the armor. So I might do that with these before going on to like the metallics and other details. And as always, it's a work in progress. Here's what they should look like if you're following along. I'll like finish them, like do the bases and stuff. That's pretty much all that's really left. I don't know what else we're gonna have us do unless they get us into like panel lining or edge highlighting. But then more Chaos Space Marine lore. 13 Black Crusades, and actually gives us all of them and like roughly when they happen, which is pretty sweet to have a little one sentence thing. And then some lore about Khorne. I assume in the following delivery we'll get pages like this for the other 3 Chaos Gods as well. And then get some more core rules, weapon abilities, assault, melta. What are some? Precision, indirect fire. Shows us a bunch of the different weapons and what they're called, which is always handy to have. And then the next little scenario, Servants of the Gods. This is using the Chaos Marines that we've got so far, and then it looks like there's 4 different versions of the fight you could do against different units, which is kind of interesting. I'll kind of show that here on the next page, where there's pretty much just Space Marines, just Tyranids, just Eldari, or a little bit of each, which is kind of weird. I guess it depends on which god you're fighting for, which force you fight. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then it's all the different victories. And so yeah, that was the issue 34. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, I still have plenty of these models to build and paint, so just keep that. I don't know, I gotta finish that real grade Hatsune Miku Zaku, and then it's gonna be finishing the Crutalis Dreadnought and onto the Eldari units that I've got in previous deliveries. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.